Deborah, Deborah. I'm totally like not even singing it properly, but I'm gonna be talking about Lady Gaga. So I got abracadabra. I don't know. Anyway, I love that song. I like started learning the dance. I don't know if you watch TikTok. This was a whole craze a few months ago, and such a good song and such a good dance. Mm, and I've had the song stuck in my head all day. I know everything's shaking around because I'm bouncing. Hi everyone, happy Friday. Kiki here. Let me just make sure I can see you. I just want to make sure you're up here. Um, mm, mm. Am I there? Can you see me? It says one person is here, but I can't. Oh, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. So let's see. It's not there yet, so I can't see you yet. I don't know why. That's very odd. All right, I'll have to go back. Well, if you're here, don't be sad if I'm not saying hello to you because I can't see you yet. So, all right. Hi, my name is Kiki. It's Friday. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, I'm begging you to please subscribe to it. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is so cool because it's taken me like 7 years to get here. 7 years. Some people make it in a minute. It's taken me 7 years to get to almost 5,000 subscribers. So thank you to all of you who do subscribe and who do follow us and our members. Our members include Jenny, Jim, Kathy Bailey, Christine, Red's Mom, Patty, and Tanya. I love you. We love you. You could keep us here and on the air at kiki.fm, completely free app in the App Store, and we played the best classic hits. And I saw a couple of ladies last night at the show we were at. Not even going to talk about it. I was going. I'm just not. So much drama. I'm just saying. And I don't know what it is lately, but artists and I are just not. It's just not happening. It's just not clicking. I don't care. I'm saying it. I was like, don't talk about it. Why? Why not? I don't care, really. But is what it is, you know, is what it is. It just is what it is. That's all I can say. I met some fabulous people last night, though. Liz and Michelle, oh my gosh, they've been the merch girls for John Waite for a decade. And they are the sweetest, kindest ladies. And when you meet them, because you will meet them if you're going to a show, they literally, they'll make you giggle. They will just automatically love you and then make you giggle because they're so funny together. They're like sisters, they said, and they are. And I love you both, Liz and Michelle. You guys are great. It was so nice to see you again. And just I'm going to put a little YouTube video together. It's going to take me a few days, but nicest people, nicest people. So I was so happy about that. That makes me, I have to tell you, meeting fans of these artists and it's just so fun because I love hearing about the memories. I love hearing about why they like certain people, and it was really fun in that respect. It's Friday. It's November 14th. We're halfway there. Whoa, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. You know what Al and I are doing today? And I suggested it. We're going to go to happy hour. All right, listen, don't laugh at me. I know we're old. We're old people. This is what it is. So we did that last week. I said, dude, meet me here. Okay. And he goes, dude, okay. So he did. And I got a humongous bowl of fries for $4. They were really good. Truffle fries with garlic, Parmesan, whatever on them. Very good. And of course, his food was regular price. The only thing is, like, the happy hour menus, sometimes they just don't have enough food choices. Like, it's all fried stuff. I just wanted fries. It was fine for me. But where we're going today, I'll let you know. I'll check, when I come back Monday, God willing. I will let you know how it was. But this menu looks really good. This happy hour menu, and they call it happy hour, which no H. I like that, right? A play on words. But this one's like mostly seafood type of things. And you can get a shrimp cocktail for $3.75. I'm getting that. You can get calamari, like everything else is like $9. Calamari, which that's usually 18 bucks. What else did they have? A lot of seafood stuff. So, and they have sliders. I'm going to get those. I don't know what Al's going to get, but that to me, that's enough for dinner. So I'm like all into this happy hour thing. Last week, it just jazzed me up. And I said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to start going to happy hours. I remember that was such a big thing when my parent, like when I was a kid, and my parent, oh, we should go to happy hour, Steve. Like that was my mom talking to my dad. And they did do it occasionally. So I don't know. I got to check out this happy hour thing a little more frequently. Am I like, where's my thing on YouTube? I hope some of you are here because should I do this? I don't know if I want to refresh it. Oh my gosh. Like I hope I'm on. Let me just see. I'm gonna check on my phone. Give me a second. Because I don't know why my YouTubey thing. This is live. This is what and I have Lewis, my doggy, in the room with me. Just in case of anything. I just want to make sure. Oh, I am live. All right, there we go. All right. So I turn the volume down. Oh, okay, hi. So for some reason I can't get you on here. Hey Teddy, what's going on? Welcome, Cindy, Pierre Taylor. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we're going to move right into what's going on. Got a few things. Got a few things to talk about today. It's a struggle. Sometimes on a daily basis, I am really digging for stuff to talk about. But we got some things today, so I'm happy. Whew. It's just, it's all about the dirt and the scoopity doopity, because what else is there to do? And pretty much this is now my new priority is talking to real people, right? And to get in the scoopity scoop, because why not? I'm just going to talk about scoopity scoop things. And that's what I'm going to do. All right. Lady Gaga. Oh my gosh. She's just always helping people. She recently had a show in Belgium. And I guess, she's very in tune with her audience. I will say that. She knows what's going on. She knows what's up. That's why I like her. I love her as an artist because she's really wicked smart. I mean, she is very super duper intelligent. She's super duper talented. I love her music and I just love her. Stephania, whatever her name is. I love her. So Lady Gaga, she stopped a show in Antwerp. That's a real name. And if you're from Antwerp, Belgium, welcome. And maybe you say it differently. Maybe it's Antwerp. I say Antwerp because that's what I'm seeing on the screen. So in Antwerp, Belgium, where Lady Gaga was, she saw that a fan in the audience was in distress. And she's like, oh my, oh my, let me stop my show right now midstream. You know what happens when you stop midstream? Sometimes you just don't get it back. But Lady Gaga, she always gets it back. This was during the Mayhem Ball concert. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what a Mayhem Ball is. But she was playing the piano when she started to reach out to the audience for help. And she stopped the music. She asked for an update on how the fan was doing. She was told the fan was okay, was being taken backstage for care. And she reached out to the audience and said, that's a lot more important than show business. You know what? That's what I'm saying. That's a real person who genuinely cares about her fans. There are artists out there who really don't give a 2-cent shit about anything or anyone. They pretend they do, but they do not. And I will say that. And that is the truth. And that is coming from personal. And I'm not saying last night was that. I'm just saying, but that is coming from personal happenings. There are artists who really don't give a 2-cent shit. I said it. I said it twice. I don't care. So this is from Yahoo. Stop, stop, stop. Is everyone okay? That's what she said. There was a video taken, of course. She got up, she walked to the edge of the stage, she looked out into the audience. She saw crew members go out to the fan. She said, just wait 1 second, everyone. If everyone could wait patiently, just so we could make sure they're okay, which is pretty amazing because that doesn't always happen, everybody. It doesn't. So she said, let's get her backstage and take care of her backstage. She told everybody to be quiet. She said, I hope you feel better. And she sat back down at the piano. She started singing The Edge of Glory again. And after the first two lines, she stopped and said, there's a lot that's more important than show business, which I had just said. And that is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, this is not the first time Lady Gaga has done this. Back in 2017 in Connecticut, which is, I'm pointing over there because I know it's up there in Connecticut. I live one state over in Rhode Island, not Long Island, Rhode Island. Do you know how many times people say, oh, you live in Long Island? No, I don't. I live in Rhode Island. So back in 2017, Lady Gaga stopped her show to help a fan who was injured and bleeding during her concert. Now, I don't even know, like, this all happened during her Joanne World Tour when she noticed the fan, Meredith, we got a name, she was hit in the face and was bleeding. Now, first of all, why was she hit in the face? And the fact that she was bleeding meant it was just a hard hit. So Lady Gaga stopped the show once again. Well, she did this first. And she made sure that everything was okay. Oh my gosh. And that happened on November 11th. Do you hear my throat's gurgling? That happened on November 11th, right around this time in 2017. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. How it's like the same exact time period. And she bent down, she spoke with the fan, she asked if she was okay. She made sure that paramedics were coming. But again, the fact that this lady is so in tune with what is happening, you have to give her credit for that because her shows are much bigger than the artists, that we're going to see today. Really. I mean, she's more, first of all, she's way younger. And second of all, or third of all, however you want to put it, however you want to number it. I mean, she's playing humongous stadiums. Just got to give her credit. And this incident happened 2 days ago. So that was November 12th. And that incident happened on November 11th, 2017. Weird. That is just beyond weird. All right, let me just look at my phone and see if anyone else is here. No. No one else is here. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. I just wanted to make sure. Hope you guys are doing amazingly well today. I am. And I hope you are too. Hi, how are you? Ricky Rocket, we got some dirt. Girl, we got some dirt going on. Ricky Rocket, I guess, spilled the tea on the whole 2026 Poison Tour. And now I feel like I just talked about Bretty talking about Poison potentially going on a 2026 tour, but Ricky just came out. Ricky, don't lose that number. You don't want to call nobody else. Send your thoughts in a letter to yourself. I think that's a good idea. Write a letter to you. Because who else is going to listen sometimes? For me, I got to write it in a letter and send it to myself. I think that's what I'm going to do. So this is from Blabbermouth. Ricky Rocket admits he doesn't talk to Bret Michaels. What is going on with everybody? Can we all just get along? Not, I guess. He said there is nothing on the books for a 2026 Poison tour. That's what he said. He just did an interview with Robert Edwards of Talkin' 'Bout Rock, and he was asked if he was still in communication with the other dudes from Poison, Brett, Bretty, Bobby Doll, and CeCe DeVille. And the last time the guys played together was like 3 years ago. And Ricky said, "I talk to Cece all the time, at least once or twice a week, and his mom and my mom are really close or were really close. And my mom passed away, and his mom's going through a lot right now, and that's kept us close on one level. I talk to Bobby less. Bobby keeps to himself a lot these days, which is okay if that's how he, you know, dot, dot, dot. Bobby can't help himself but talk about business, and sometimes he doesn't want to talk about business. So he just doesn't want to pick up the phone. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. But Brett and I do not talk, unfortunately. And that's a shame. Honestly, it is. So we get bits and pieces of stuff. That's friggin' sad. I'm like in the swearing mode today. But, just reading that, like, come on. Come on, guys. Why? And Ricky has done some shows with the Rocket Mafia, his band. He also talked about the possibility of Poison reuniting in 2026 to commemorate the 40th anniversary of their debut album in 1986. Look what the cat dragged in. Meow. Look at what that cat dragged in. Dang, it dragged in some drama, everybody. It did. So Ricky said, "I'll set the record straight as far as Poison touring. At this point in time, there is nothing on the books for a 2026 40th anniversary tour. And I said it months ago when we got presented a contract from Live Nation to go on tour next year. Cece, Bobby, and I agreed. We thought it was great. We thought the money was great. We thought the lay of the land looked great. And then Brett looked at it and has not agreed to anything. So literally, that is where we're at." Maybe the money's not good enough for Brett. Brett makes a lot of money now. And I know that for a fact. He went in a few years from making X amount of dollars to now jumping to this side and making a lot of dollars. So there's a humongous gap from a few years ago to today. So might not be enough for him. Maybe he doesn't want to. I think Brett likes being by himself, to be honest. I think he likes the solo shows. I think he likes having the control. Ricky did go on to say, "I'm not trying to bash Brett, not trying to start any fights. But one thing you have to understand is, for instance, the Bret Michaels solo band tours very differently from the way Poison tours. Poison tours the way the way Def Leppard and Motley Crue and Luke Bryan or whoever tours, where we basically kiss our families goodbye for 3+ months or however long it's going to be and go out on a tour bus and trucks. And we're playing 5 nights a week, sometimes 6 nights a week. It's a lot, man. And that's not how Brett tours with a solo band. He does weekend warrior stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that at all. Joan Jett does it. I mean, tons of bands do this. The Rocket Mafia does it. We can't play in Omaha, Nebraska on a Tuesday night and make any money. We'll be upside down. That makes total sense. But at the level we've managed to get to with Poison and Def Leppard and bands like this, you can play on a Tuesday night and people will come at the right time. You still have to manage it correctly. Bingo, boingy bingo, giving you an 069. Back to bingo. Things have to be managed correctly. When there is miscommunication and mismanagement and no connection, everything falls apart. It just does. So when he was asked about the Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Joan Jett tour that happened back in 2021 and 2022, Ricky said, "It was great. Look, it's so funny because people go, man, you would think that in these stadiums, there would be so much room to do everything you want. It's weird because it's set up for sports. It's not set up for a bunch of trucks and buses and all that stuff. So most of the time, our bus would be 2 miles away in a parking lot somewhere, and we'd have to take a golf cart or an Uber or a van, something like that, to get to the venue. When you get to the venue, it's like Motley Crue and Def Leppard get all the nice dressing rooms, and we're in the electrician's room or something. So from that standpoint, it wasn't as nice as when we headlined, but we were playing these massive places for amazing fans. I mean, it was literally a once in a lifetime experience. I'm sure, baby. I am sure. And then, let's see, is this from the same interview? No, this is from another interview. This is from Blabbermouth too. So Ricky Rocket says Bret Michaels guitarist Pete Evick needs to stay out of Poison business. It's either Evick or Evick. I think it's Evick. And Pete also Froggy in the throaty. He manages Brett, like he does everything, and I kind of see like with these guys who are doing a little bit of everything, I think you need another person for that. I think you need another person to manage your tour stuff, interview stuff. You need somebody really specifically to do that. I mean, I guess whatever, but I don't know. I feel like you're missing out on stuff having your one of your band members manage all of your interviews and meet and greets and whatever. I just feel like pieces get dropped and lost, but who am I? I am like a little piece of rock on the bottom of a shoe. I mean nothing, but to a couple people, I mean something. And that's all that matters. So Ricky Rocket also talked about Pete Evick. He is Brett's music director and guitar player for the last 21 years. And Pete had said that Brett is the one carrying the torch for Poison while Poison is not touring. So Ricky was also on the Anthony Bryant podcast called The Hair Metal Guru. Oh, wait a minute. So Pete was on the podcast, not Ricky. All right. So let me backtrack again, live, reading this for the first time. This is what I do with y'all. Just take these articles and we're reading them together. So Anthony Bryant actually interviewed Pete. He did not interview Ricky. Maybe he did at one point. And it was the Hair Metal Guru. Go follow it. And the other one on YouTube, wherever you can find it, wherever these podcasts are played. So Pete was asked if he ever talks to Ricky. And Pete said, I keep quiet about a lot of things, but most people know I do not. I don't speak to Ricky. I have spoken to Ricky. Me and Ricky, this is Pete now. I'm talking as Pete. Our birthdays are only 2 days apart. If you believe in astrology and know anything about a Leo, we are poster children of Leos. I personally know nothing. There is incredible insecurity and incredible arrogance in the soul of a Leo. I'm the other woman. I'm Brett's best friend. He's Brett's best friend in Poison. Even though him and Cece get along notoriously better, because these days Ricky is the one out of the three of them that still cares the most about Poison, still carries the flag. It's his pride and joy. He doesn't want anything else. Pete went on to say, Ricky loves Poison and wants to do it, And I respect that, and I respect everything Ricky is. He's one fourth of one of my favorite bands of all time. A lot of times I have to go to the Poison rehearsals and take care of things. And the last time I actually saw Ricky face to face, I said, Ricky, I know you don't want me here, buddy. I'm sorry that I'm in your world. And he gave me a hug and he said, life's too short. So I think that any of the problems that maybe me and Ricky had, we had some problems. I think that that's over. So Pete went on to say, but I think your question is there's so much mystery behind the Poison camp, and do I have any insight that I'm willing to give? That's the question, right? I'm glad you asked that because the one thing that I wanted to correct you about, you had mentioned, why wouldn't Brett play solo and keep the portion of the money as opposed to splitting it four ways? The truth of the matter is, he doesn't split that money four ways with Poison. He does get the lion's share of that because he worked that out in his deal because he's the one carrying the torch. Now, literally, that was the question in my head as I was just talking about the last article and the last interview that Ricky had done. So I said, Brett likes doing the solo shows. You can tell he enjoys it. He loves it. He has a good time with it. Is it because of the money? Dude, it's always because of the money. It's always because of the money, and I said, "Maybe he didn't like the money. Ricky liked the money, the other guys liked the money, Bobby and Cece and Ricky." Brett has not responded or said anything, probably because he doesn't like the money. He doesn't want to. He can do better fending and playing for himself. I mean, here's the thing, right? All right, here's the thing. You get it, like, we all get it, but Poison is what put y'all on the map, so it's a fine line, right? Pete went on to say, a lot of people have this misconception. This isn't about Poison. This is about the music industry. A lot of people have this misconception. I call it the Bon Jovi theory because when I was a kid, I fell for it. I believed that Bon Jovi were all best friends and that they were splitting everything four ways and they were going to live happily ever after in the neighborhood together. It's just not effing true, per Pete. And any job in any business, someone gets paid more than someone. That is true. That is very, very true. And, I get what he's saying about the music industry. Here I am going back to Hall and Oates, and it feels like they were just never friends. You go back to relationships that you have or had in your life, and you kind of get screwed later on, and you're like, was it really real? Was it really real? And I think at this stage of all of us, our lives, we look at these people, these musicians, these artists, and we go, dang, was it really real? And that's why I kind of want to, I do want to talk about the tea. I do want to talk about the scoops, but I also, want to keep my musical memories back here because this shit makes me sad. I said it again 3 times. What it's Friday. We can call it F-bomb Friday. There you go. So Pete went on to say, and I know Brett gets mad when I say this, but I've already said it a million times. He deserves that. He's done the reality shows, Rock of Love, The Apprentice, just staying out there, even the solo band itself, because Brett's a year-round guy. He really is. We don't stop playing. It's nonstop. And the Poison guys just don't want to do that. Cece doesn't want to play Thursday, Friday, and Saturday all year long. Brett does. So I see both sides of it. Does the solo band tarnish Poison's worth because we're oversaturating the market? I see that, but I also know there's a whole lot of people that only go to see Poison that still don't come to see Brett's solo band. Now, with that being said, you know, at this stage of the game, I think that, a lot of these people, musicians, want to be with their families now. They do want to play only sporadically. They don't want to go out there every night of the week. Because let's face facts, everybody. Let's be honest. Let's be real. What are the relationships like in the personal lives of these musicians? Some of them you can tell have none or very little. You know, if that's the way they choose to live their lives, then you just have to say that's what they've chosen. That's what they've chosen for themselves. They want to entertain 24/7 because that's what they love. It's in their blood, it's in their soul, and that's okay for them. But then you have the artists over here, they want to spend time with their partner, their family, their children, and they just want to do the shows when they want to do them. Look at the Doobies. I mean, these guys have, well, Patrick and the other guys, I don't know. Let me see. Hold on a second. Doobie Brothers. Patrick's been married a long time. Hold on. Patrick Simmons and I don't know about Michael McDonald, but I mean, I consider him a doobie, but like I'm talking Tom Johnston. He's been married forever. How long has Patrick Simmons been married? Hold on. How long has Patrick Simmons been married? He's been married to his wife Christine since 1989, so 35 years. How long has Tom Johnston, Tom Johnston been married? Tom's been married over 36 years. Listen to me whispering to myself. Michael McDonald has been married for over 40 years. John McPhee. John McPhee has been married since 2011. So he's like the baby of the bunch. He's had a first marriage, a second marriage. Maybe this is his third. I don't know. So, you get what I'm trying to say. And the Doobies are not out there all the time. They perform sporadically. So that's a band, and those are artists who have decided to keep their family unit together by only playing, a certain amount of dates during the year. And it's a choice. It's totally a choice. You want this type of life where you're always on the road and you're just with your buds, or you want this type of life where you have a little of both. You've got a balance. And I think in the music business, it's either one or the other. I don't know if you can have a happy medium. I really don't. I don't know. I mean, if you know of any artists that do, let me know. I don't think I think it's hard. I really do. I think it's hard to do that. And then just one more article because there was a lot. I guess there was a lot that happened. This is from Metal Injection. Poison's Ricky Rocket blames Bret Michaels for lack of touring. Bret and I do not talk. Now we already know that. And this is from the Robert Edwards interview talking about rock. And Ricky and Bret haven't spoken in a few words. And let's see, we already talked about what he said. He said Poison is not touring. There's nothing on the books at this time. Now, back in 2022, when Poison went on the tour with Joan Jett and Def Leppard, 1.3 million tickets were sold. 173.5 million was taken in. And he said there is definitely an audience. Okay, so this doesn't really say it doesn't say anything more than what I had just said. But it sounds like Ricky is just, putting it on Bret, and he put it out there that, it's Bret. Oh my gosh, can you hear my dog snoring? Louis is literally snoring. So there's the scoop on Poison and Ricky Rocket. And it's just interesting to hear that point of view. And you know what? It really is interesting to hear what Pete has to say. Because like I said, he does all of the stuff for Bret. My buddy. He does. All right, let's see if anyone's here. So, what is going on? I feel like it's like there's no one here, and it's fine. It's all good, baby. It's all good. I feel like something's not right with my comments, and it's okay. It's all right. Let's just keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Because what am I gonna do? Quit now? No. Okay, John 5. I'm gonna share this. I guess John 5 was on the road with Richie Kotzen. And Richie Kotzen, who I'm not familiar with, but he actually was in Poison from 1991 to 1993. He was in Mr. Big from 99 to 2002. And since 2012, he's been the front man of the band, The Winery Dogs. So John Five, who is in Motley Crue, actually is on the road with Richie. And let me show you what happened. Hold on. Hold the phone. It's kind of scary, really. So let's play this little clippy clip.
Tales from the road. This one's crazy, guys. Woo! We're outside of Worcester, Mass. The wheel came off the trailer here. So the bus went swerving all over the freeway. And smashed into the overpass. You can tell here. Hold on. You can see the top of the bus there, smashed there. So everybody's all right. We're gonna make it to the show. Tales
Dang.
from the road.
I mean, that's scary because who the heck knows what could have happened? So you got to give kudos to that driver. That was a nice bus. I don't know about his jacket though. I feel like there were crumbs in it. There could potentially be crumbs in that jacket. Or things never to be found again. Maybe. I don't know. Whitesnake's David Coverdale says it's time to hang up my rock and roll platform shoes after 50 years. This is from foxnews.com. I thought he already retired, but I guess this is the official retiring of David Coverdale today. So he said, after 5 decades being in rock and roll, you know what? That's it. Done. I'm done. The 74-year-old singer shared a video message to his fans. Can we play that one? Well, let me go and find it. Hold the phone, please. Let's see. Let's see if it's on the talk. I didn't know there was a video message because I'm just reading it live. Let's see. Might be. Is he on TikTok? Thanks, Sarah. Okay, this must be it. Okay, so that is. Let me go ahead and share the screen. He looks a little different. He looks a little diffies. Just saying. He's diffies looking. All right, ready? Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters of the snake, special announcement for you. After 50 years plus of incredible journey with you, with Deep Purple, with Whitesnake, Jimmy Page, the last few years has been very evident to me that it's time really for me to hang up my rock and roll platform shoes and my skin tight jeans. And as you can see, we've taken care of the lion's wig. But it's time for me to call it a day. I love you dearly. I thank everyone who's assisted and supported me on this incredible journey, all the musicians, the crew, the fans, the family. It's amazing, but it really is time for me to just enjoy my retirement. And I hope you can appreciate that. Once again, I love you with all my heart. Fare thee well.
Well, there you go. So he's retiring again, and he's had some maybe filler, I'm thinking. He looks nice unless it's a filter. It's either filler or a filter. And you know what, David Coverdale, you do you. I like his jewelry. I like his bracelets and his rings. Let's see. It says what he says there. Deep Purple broke up in 1976, and Whitesnake was created in 1978, just after Deep Purple broke apart. And of course, big songs from Whitesnake. Here I Go Again and Is This Love? The late Tawny Kitaen. I'm telling you, like, people still to this day, talk about her. It's just, what happened, man? What happened to her? Very, very sad. Very sad. And he also worked with Jimmy Page on a project in 1993. And, Whitesnake has been huge, huge, huge band. And let's see, when did Whitesnake stop touring? When did Whitesnake stop touring with David Coverdale? Because we have to ask that question. So it was in 2022 in the summer. It was intended as a farewell tour, but was cut short because of health issues that he was experiencing. So the final show was on June 23rd of 2022 at Hellfest in Clisson, France. And he just initially announced his retirement from music, effectively ending Whitesnake's touring career. Now, I kind of, in the back of my mind, briefly remember him talking about Whitesnake will go on after I am no longer, able to tour. But I guess that is just not happening. And when 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 And I like that, he's still able to do things. You see him with his wife all the time on social media, traveling, and again, going back to the whole Bret Michaels, Ricky Rocket, touring, Pete Avik, and everything conversation. You got to know when the time is right to back off, and you're doing it while the fans still have great memories of you. It can't always be about the money. David doesn't need the money. He does not need the money. He's a gazillionaire. So good for him. All the best to David Coverdale and everybody else who's in Whitesnake. Joel Hoekstra, great, great guy. And what happened? What happened to that girl that was in Whitesnake? Oh my gosh, I can see her face. Whitesnake, Guitar Girl. That's a good name. What the heck? Tanya O'Callaghan. Whatever happened to her? Like, she was gonna, take over She was the first female member of Whitesnake. She joined the band in 2021, and Whitesnake Guitar Girl actually refers to the late Tawny Kitaen. Or Tanya O'Callaghan also has the moniker Whitesnake Guitar Girl. So Tanya O'Callaghan, what is she doing now? Tanya O'Callaghan. Where is she today? Where is she today? Because badass boss. So she's still considered to be a part of Whitesnake, I guess. She's currently on tour. No, that was from 2024. So is she considered a member of Whitesnake even though now David has retired? I mean, is Whitesnake no more? I don't know. No, 2025. Let's see, 2025. Let's see what Tanya's doing. Tanya O'Callaghan. Oh, I got to sign in. I'm not doing that. That's from 2023. Okay, from October 14th, Tanya is on her Facebook cleaning up her yard. And then in September, she was doing laundry. So there you go. I mean, she's got to be working because she's so talented. So Tanya, I hope everything is well with you, and all the best again to everybody that's been part of Whitesnake. Great, great band. All right, guys, I have my 2 dirty but not so dirty jokes for the day. to hopefully keep you warm and happy through the weekend. Again, if they make me giggle, hopefully they make you giggle. Ready? Dirty, but not so dirty jokes. Okay. All right. So you could say this joke to somebody. Ready? Is that a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants. Oh my gosh. That was so dirty, but not dirty. Okay, wait. This one is my personal favorite. You ready? How? I can't even. I hate when I get like I can't say it. Ready? Okay. Psh, stop. How does a wiener go camping? In a wiener bago. That one was definitely my favorite. My favorite. Okay, guys. Everybody, top 10 songs on this day, November 14th of 1979. Yep, we're going there. At number 10, ooh, My Sharona by the Kinks. At number 9, Eton Rifles by the Jam. No clue. No clue at all. Never heard of that song. Number 8, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman. Dr. Hook, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman. One Day at a Time at number 7 by Lena Martell. Number 6, Gimme your love and your love. A Man After Midnight by ABBA. That was number 6. Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen at number 5. At number 4, You Decorated My Life. Kenny Rogers, the late Kenny Rogers. Number 3. Oh my gosh, this song is so good. And we play it on Kiki.fm actually. This song is so good. One of the best. No More Tears, Enough is Enough. The late Donna Summer. And Barbara Streisand. What a fantastic crescendoing tune. I love that song. I do love you. No. Wait for it. Still. No, wait. There's a little voice to it. Still. Lionel Richie. Still by the Commodores at number 2. Number 1. Somebody's gonna hurt someone. Somebody before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. Oh, nothing we can do. Everybody. Heartache Tonight by the Eagles, number 1 on this day, November 14th of 1979. That is your top 10 for today. What we were listening to on the boombox radio, whatever you had, this day in 1979. Guys, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for being here, watching the replay, whatever you're doing. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, let you know every time I go live, and also download the free app to Kiki.fm, playing the greatest classic hits around town. Guys, I love you, love you, love you. And I will see you soon. Have a magnanimous weekend, please, and thank you. Just have a great weekend. Give yourselves a big hug. And bye, guys.